Hello, guys. Happy Thursday. I'm just going to jump straight into it. So, last week we spoke about the neuroscience, what happens in our brains, when we experience, all right, what happens in our brains when we experience a physical or an emotional threat. Now, the reason why we are in this group, Live Free, Lead Boldly, is because we want to lead and master our emotions. So, last week when I explained about the brain and the amygdala when it experiences a emotional threat, I also gave us a super simple framework, a 90-second super simple framework on what to do when the amygdala hijacks our emotions. So, if you want to watch the video of last week, type in amygdala. Type in amygdala and I'll send you the link. And, or if you want the super simple 90-second framework on how to get back from your amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, which is the logical part of your brain, then just comment super simple. Comment super simple and I'll send you the framework so that when your amygdala hijacks your prefrontal cortex, you can control it. You become the leader of your emotions. So that's what we did last week. Last week we dove into the neuroscience of our brain. Today, I want us to dive into scripture. I want us to dive into scripture because I believe, I know, not I believe, that we are mind, body, and soul. We are a sphere. And in this group, we talk about psychology, physiology, and God. So, neuroscience, it can explain what's happening in our brain. It can explain the mechanisms and it can explain why we react the way we do. But, neuroscience cannot explain or guide us on how to become a different person. It cannot. But God gives us all the tools and the frameworks on how to become not only a better person, but also how to lead our emotions. I do get a lot of my frameworks from scripture. I mean, I talk about the logical part of the brain, but I read the Bible every single day. So a lot of my frameworks do come from God's guidance. God is the one that created us. So God knows our brain. He knows exactly what's going on in here. God is not surprised how our brain works because he designed it. So, what does God invite us to do when we are experiencing a emotional threat? When we're experiencing pain, anxiety, resentment, discouragement, anger, what does God tell us to do? The super simple framework that I shared last week can get us started so that it can even help us take it to God. But God doesn't even need an explanation because God knows. God knows your heart. He knows what you are going through. He sees everything. He is all knowing. So what does God say? He says in Peter, in 1 Peter 5:7, he says, cast all your anxiety onto him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7 says, cast all of your anxieties onto him because he cares for you. Man, that piece of scripture, that sentence gives me so much rest. God doesn't say, don't be anxious. God doesn't say or doesn't shame us for feeling anxiety or resentment or anger. God knows us. God experienced these feelings himself. I mean, if you read the Old Testament, God experienced anger. So he knows what we are experiencing, and he's not there pointing fingers at us. He's telling you, cast all your anxiety onto him because he cares for you. God doesn't God doesn't deny the emotion. He directs it. And he says, bring it to me. We are never alone in this world. And when we do feel alone, know that God has your back. I had a bit of a anxious week this week. It was with work and personal life. And I had a bit of a word with God. And I couldn't even explain my words to him. I was just feeling so overwhelmed and I was overwhelmed by the world. And I was just like, why, God? No, why? I think it took me about 5 hours. And I just told God, God, take this anxiety, take this resentment, take this pain, take this anger that I am currently holding. And may you free me from it. My husband always gets a bit worried when he sees me crying. I cry when I get angry, and when he sees me like that, he's just like, oh. But man, this morning after supplication and prayer, I asked God to take away that anger, that anxiety, that overwhelm, that worry. And I woke up this morning, I went for a run with Bubs and Mocha, my dog, and I danced along and I sang and I praised, and man, I just feel so good today because I casted my anxiety onto him because I know he cares for me. I didn't keep it in, I didn't prolong it, and I got over it. I didn't get over it just because of my super simple framework, which did help. I got over it because I thought, God, help me. We're not meant to do this life alone. In all senses, in all aspects. Community is so important, guys. Find your tribe. Be part of a tribe. It's so, so important. God invites us to give everything to Him. He doesn't want us to carry the burden alone. His yoke is easy. The emotion is real, and He knows the emotion is real. So it's not telling you to deny the emotion. You can use my super simple framework, common super simple framework, super simple, and I'll send you the framework, which will help you understand what's going on with your emotion and take it to God. Take all of your anxiety, your resentment, your pain, your worries, take it to God. In Philippians 4:6, it says, do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God. Paul doesn't say never feel anxious. Paul doesn't say, once again, deny your feelings. Paul doesn't shame us. We are allowed to experience emotions. We have been taught to suppress our emotions all of these years. All of the people that I work with, even my friends and my family, we're so conditioned and programmed to suppress our emotions. And what happens when we suppress our emotions? Our body tightens up, our jaw clenches, our forehead frowns. We carry it in our chest. We are not meant to suppress our emotions. We're meant to Pray about them. Give them to God. We're meant to lead them. We can, we can be leaders of our emotions. This is us, and these are our emotions. We can, and this is why you're here in this group. Live free, lead boldly. So we can master and lead our emotions because we want a better life. We want a better relationship with our finances, with our kids, our spouses, our colleagues. We want a better life, and the way we can get a better life is not through suppression. It's not through just dancing away our emotions. And don't get me wrong, I believe in movement. But nowadays there is this trend where it's like, dance away your emotions, don't even talk about them. Talking is over. No, it's not. It's not, and it will never be over. We are not meant to just dance the emotions away. We're meant to rise above them. We're meant to recognize the emotion. And then once we recognize the emotion and we can identify what's going on in our life, we can cast it to God through prayer and through petition. And I promise you, this is a guarantee. And not many people can guarantee things, but that's because God guarantees it. And He guarantees that He will take it away. He will take your pain away. He will take your anxiety. He will take your resentment. He will take your anger. He'll take it away from you. Now, God has His own ways of how He does things. And He gives us joy amidst the storm. And He's always with us in the storm. Always. And that is something so beautiful to experience and to know. That we have the creator, not the universe. We have the creator of the universe in our boat. Can you just feel that power? Can you feel that power in your system just right now? That the creator of the universe is in your boat. The creator of the universe has your back. He is that mighty lion behind you. And all of that anxiety and all of that pain and all of that resentment, He is roaring it away. But He needs you to cast it onto Him. Ask and you shall receive. And this happens in all aspects of our life. Whether it's our friends, our kids, our colleagues, our husbands, our wives. Ask. Communication is so important. Science tells us why we react. Jesus teaches us how we respond to it. We are never alone. When I want to know what to do with my fear, my anger, my shame, my anxiety, I pick up the Bible and I ask God, what am I supposed to do with it? And I know that He always tells me, cast it to Him. Now, we do talk about the logical part, finding a super simple framework on how to solve the logic of our emotions. And yes, I have loads of frameworks that I follow on how to lead our emotions, how to become the master of our emotions. But the number one framework that I follow is I take it to God. I take everything to God. So, psychology helps us understand the mind that God created. Scripture teaches us how to live with the mind that God gave us. Alrighty, guys. If anyone is struggling with their relationship with God, or they're struggling with prayer or petition, or how to pass their anxieties onto Him, or they have if you have questions about God, my doors are always open. I met God 10 years ago. I was a huge, massive atheist. I mocked the people and I mocked God, this guy in the sky, and now I cannot live without him. So, to summarize this bad boy up, if you would like to watch the video of what happens to our brain, to our amygdala, when we experience a emotional danger, then just comment amygdala and I'll send it to you. If you would like a 90-second super simple framework on how to um, not be hijacked by the amygdala and go from the amygdala to the prefrontal cortex, just type in super simple. And if you would like or have any questions about prayer, petition, casting your anxiety onto God, one, as always, you can take it to Him. But if you need a human figure, I am here. I'm here to answer any questions and all questions because God saved my life and He can save yours. We all need saving. So whoever just felt this like initial reaction, oh, I don't need saving. Believe me, we all do need saving. And it's a beautiful, humble thing to understand that we do. And it's such a beautiful and humble thing knowing that we have the creator, and it's such a powerful thing knowing that we have the creator of the universe behind our back, roaring like a lion. Alrighty, guys. I'm wishing you a super blessed week. Blessed day.